How's it going, Scorpio community? Soul Tigress with a special story for this wonderful frequency. And I just want to put this out there, Scorpio. So I'm dialing in and I'm getting ready to start this story. My Scorpio friend hits me up literally like right before I hit the record button. So let's see what's going on here for you, Scorpio. So, some key words here in this vibe is handling burdens, one day and one step at a time. Sometimes life happens and it doesn't always have the best timing. Learning to use this to your advantage by not racing off to try and control everything at once. Because this is the very thing that brings you out, dear Scorpio. Slow and steady, finding a pace in life where things naturally fall into place for you, opposed to the need to control the timing of everything, Scorpio. But I feel like this is a part of your challenges because, Scorpio, your planet is Pluto. And that's about control. That's about dominating as well. So let's go ahead and get started with what's going on in this introduction. So first thing I see here is good luck. You're definitely a little confused about your luck right now at this moment. Maybe there's things that are happening that are making you feel like you're down on your luck. Something else that I see here is there's something here in particular you haven't cut ties with. You're definitely at odds ends with this. What could this be? Something that has to do with anchoring yourself down, being grounded in the moment of now. And that really has to do with how you're able to not control, but what are your reactions to things that feel like they're out of your control? Do they make you feel more frantic? Are you able to take a step back and have a little breather and think things through? These are some questions to ask yourself. Something else you're not seeing is confidence. Being able to take action in a more confident way. Sometimes when we're reaching for control, there's a lack of confidence. There is a definitely big insecurity that we're dealing with. And as I mentioned that, I have banish a curse. Something that you feel like has been plaguing your life for a very long time. And what it could be is the notion that your life has just meant to work out this way. You're not meant to have any luck. You're not meant to do more or get to the things that you really dream about. And this could be something that has you really tied up inside in more than one area of your life, Scorpio. It could be in the light, which is more of your progressive, active type of energy, but it's also in the side where you have that compassion, where you have the rest, where you have your downtime, where you can be nurturing to yourself type of thing. But when you feel like the world is against you, that's when you go opposite. Instead of being progressive, you stay stuck. Instead of having mercy upon yourself, you start to become merciless with either yourself or the things around you, Scorpio. It's okay. Sometimes we get stuck. Sometimes we get stuck in life, and we have these certain phases of our lives that don't just last for a day. Sometimes they last for years. And it takes time to work out of these certain phases. It takes time to come back to learning how to align with ourselves, learning how to align in higher beliefs. Because when you start to think low about yourself, low about your luck, then you start to feel low. about life. You start to get depressed, you start to get sad, you start to get angry. Whereas again, when you start to have those higher thoughts about life, about trusting in your path, trusting in what the divine has brought to you, not to punish you, but to teach you. That's when we're able to banish curses. We're able to banish old ways of thinking, old ways of reacting to things, old ways of racing off to control things, because we realize then that life has its own way of working itself out, Scorpio. So that was the introduction. Let's go ahead and get started for the present. What is it that needs to come out for the present for the Scorpio community? Excuse me if you hear me stumbling, stammering, stuttering through these stories this time around. My anxieties have just been up through the roof for a good month, over a month right now. Definitely have been triggered recently and just working through it one day at a time. So let's get back to the story here. So first thing I see is I see a King of Pentacles energy. So there's something here about wanting to progress with stability, wanting to develop more when it comes to your stability and what you have around you, maybe what you give to others as well, showing up in a more stable way, grounded in the decisions that you're making, grounded in the views that you're taking upon certain situations. So we go from there and being able to walking away from things that are really heavy when it comes to our burdens, being able to create judgment between the things that we are juggling. It could be between our emotions. I have a lot of emotions here, and what we feel like is the right decision to make. I could have a Scorpio here who likes to put a lot of other people before themselves. That's what I think. Maybe you take into consideration about how people are going to think, how they're going to feel if you make certain moves, make certain decisions. So this is where you hold yourself back. You could even hold yourself back on how you really feel about things when it comes to others. Again, because you want to have the more sound relationship when it comes to others having your back opposed to others being against you type of energy. That's what I feel there. But you have a lot of success, even though you don't know it. You have a lot of independent success when it comes to healing, when it comes to even teaching yourself new things. And this is something that you don't see when it comes to teaching yourself new things and being able to work through stuff. The thing is you don't see how you've had to put down really tough situations while juggling other tough situations, I feel like. And those have been those type of situations that you have juggled before that really attacked your mental side, have been the foundations that you have been able to grow from. Those weren't your foundations, I don't feel like. I feel like this is a lot of mind games others would bring to you. And you have been able to not only handle it, but you've been able to put stuff down as well. So you show up in two different energies here, Scorpio. You show up as the King of Pentacles and as the Queen of Wands. Remember, Queen of Wands is mature, very mature. This is a teacher here. This is somebody who leads their life through charisma. But a Queen of Wands, you don't step on her toes because she's quick. She is very quick to snap back at you and get you with that switch. I'll call that a switch for now. That's what I see. And that's something, you know, maybe you have a hard time seeing. Maybe that's a part of the curse. Maybe that's a part of something that you haven't been able to use to help increase your confidence, help increase the way you look at your life when it comes to your luck. You know, being able to get out of really bad situations. Getting out of bad situations where there was a lot of mind games, where there was a lot of confusion. That is something that is really hard to do. And a lot of people can't do that. They would rather stay in the midst of confusion and continue to blame life. But even though you feel like you're cursed, you still take these steps. You take these steps for yourself, again, because you want to have something more. You want to feel something more. And I did Pisces story earlier today, and I'm really hearing that word harmony. You really want harmony, and it's not just with others in your environment. That was a lot of Pisces, but for you, Scorpio, you want harmony within yourself. You want to see yourself progressing forward with how you feel. And this is a very independent kind of thing. This is an independent kind of emotional success, but also an emotional evolvement. You're not just staying tied down to one kind of view. You want to be able to see things from two different kind of lights. One from the light, one from the dark kind of thing. So good job, good job, good job. I'm not gonna lie, I had success, I had the star. Like, you have a lot of good fortune on your side, but for some reason you really have low confidence when you look at the stability of yourself. Even though you make these really big moves, you just feel like the groundedness of being within yourself is just not there. So let's go ahead and take a dive into this block and figure out what's going on, to gain some more clarity. So angels, 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 angels of protection, I'm calling you in as guides and protectors as we navigate the block for the Scorpio community. Ooh, there's a lot coming out here. I'm hearing one more card. What is the last card that you have? There we go. So the last card speaks a lot. You definitely have been trying to run from things that are unjust, learning how to walk away from things that don't put you into balance. Definitely, you don't want to be in situations where you are out of balance. The biggest thing is you're not seeing how you have been able to move yourself in a different way, even though it's been slow. It's been very, very slow. But there's something here. I feel like you've been working on that inner home. You've worked on that inner home when it comes to controlling things, but things that you also want to conserve. And it has to do with getting over the hurdles of people who are really slow to give you any kind of offerings of reassurance that they're there for the win, whether it's a person, place, or a thing. And when you don't get these reassurance, this is where you get confused. You get confused in the ways that you move, the things that you believe in. This is where you can be swayed at times because you're not standing really grounded in yourself. In your emotional side, you have this independentness. You really do. With your gifts, you have this independentness. But when it comes to your stability, your groundedness, that is something that is not here. And you're very confused. very confused on what you built. You know what's crazy is I have the 9 of coins land on the 9 of cups. Look at that, going hand in hand with each other from the present to the block. You are in 9s. And maybe this is something that is really hard to see because maybe you've had to do it all on your own. I'm not seeing coupling cards here. If anything, these cards like the kings here, the queens here are more representing you opposed to another. So what is something that you hide from is your success. You hide from the success that you've worked really, really, really hard around you. What I'm hearing to say is you are really, really hard on that success. Really hard on what you have accumulated over life. Because we do have the Empress here. Empress is a very nurturing kind of person. The Empress also represents Taurus energy. And Taurus is all about our second house, our identification with substance. It has to do with possessions. It has to do with our money. It has to do with things that we have accumulated over time. And there's something here that you're having a hard time seeing. There's something here you just feel like it's not really up to par with where you want to be, Scorpio. And this is something that could be rattling your cage. Rattling your cage. I don't know. Are you in a cage? Have you boxed yourself up in a box of limitations, feeling like this is it? That's very interesting that I say that. So we have these 2 cards here. This is something that really, really keeps you unstable. It keeps you so unstable, and it keeps you feeding that wheel of feeling like, you know, life is out to get you no matter which way you look. What I feel like is you feel like you can't catch your break when it comes to things. You know, you could be making headway in one direction, but then another direction things happen and things just start to pile up to where things get overwhelming for you. That is something that you are having a very human reaction to, Scorpio. I'll tell you right now, because I'm seeing a lot of independentness here. Like I said, I see a Scorpio more out on their own. I've seen a Scorpio who's been healing on their own. I've seen a Scorpio who's been building a lot on their own. The thing is, Scorpio, when you have to be a very, very independent person and you have to face life by yourself all the time, it's hard. It is one of the hardest things out there. I had somebody said, well, you want to be independent, then you're going to pay twice what everyone else pays. It is a price to be independent. There is a very big price to be independent because you can't pass any of life's inevitables that happen to you off to someone else to help you take care of that task. You have to face everything. You have to take care of everything yourself. And when it starts to pile up from work to your home, to your vehicle, to your hobbies, to your pets, to your family, etc., etc., and you're this independent person, of course it gets heavy. Of course it gets overwhelming, especially if we're trying to say put out all the fires at once. The thing is in order for you to be able to feel more grounded in yourself, is you have to give yourself permission not to take up all the things that need to be taken care of at once and trying to get it done as fast as you can. It's just merely delegating between what's most important, then what's next important, and so on and so on and so on. And slowly doing things one at a time. Because when you try and do it all at once, you really burn yourself out. And if you make mistakes in that time, you really take it out on yourself. And when you're trying to do everything all at once, the load is much more heavier when it comes to your stress. Again, making you feel like you don't have nothing, and again, like the world is out to get you. How can we take a step back, Scorpio, and see that you do have a very fruitful life that you have been forging in a very independent way? And being accepting that sometimes being so independent can get heavy. But we also have a choice not to have to control it all and just to take care of it one step at a time. Giving ourselves permission to find a pace when it comes to the race of life and trying to accomplish things. We can find a pace that is more suitable for us so we can continue to move forward in a more confident way, not feeling like life has it out for us. It takes work. It definitely takes work. And inconveniences never happen at the best moments. They never do. But Scorpio, have you ever had something happen to you one day and you had to reschedule, redo something, and it had to be done at a later date, and that later date came, and for some reason it matched up better that day? For some reason you met somebody who gave you an extra piece of information, that you wouldn't have got if you weren't there that day. So having confidence in the flow of things, that is something that is needed here, Scorpio. Having the confidence that the divine is slowly and steadily rolling out your journey, your destiny, your purpose before you. But it's all taking one step at a time to really see it and to feel it, opposed to trying to race through it as fast as you can just to get it over with. Ooh, I like that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, angels of protection. Ooh-wee. All right, so let's call in divine and universal energy to help us out with the conclusion. I found it very interesting that we're going to be using the cosmic insight for 2 stories in a row when it comes to oracle cards for you. All right, so let's see what the messages here are from the divine. This has to do with communication, a Mercury retrograde. All right, 2 more cards. Think about Mercury retrograde. It has to do with communication. Nope, this is going to conclude it, I guess. It's going to have to do with communication. And I feel like this is going to have to do with communication directly with yourself when you're hitting these bumps in the road. When things are going awry that you weren't expecting, when inconveniences are happening that are not convenient. I need you to really, really be real nice with yourself when it comes to your emotional side and communicating with yourself, even communicating with the divine, communicating on how you do have the means to take care of everything. Like I said, sometimes life conveniences are never fun. I'll give a quick detour real quick. My check engine light came on ever since I washed my vehicle. Heaven forbid I clean my vehicle. So it's been this emotional roller coaster of it being on for a day, turning off for 2 days, then turning back on for 3 days, then turning off for half a day, then turning back on for the rest of the day. It's really been like, oh my gosh, will you make up your mind, vehicle? Do you want to brake? Do you not want to brake, kind of thing? But instead of feeding into my unstable emotions that want to freak out about this inconvenience, I redirect my thoughts to gratitude. You know, the fact that my vehicle isn't broken down, the fact that my vehicle is working, the fact that my vehicle is taking me back and forth to work still, even though I don't understand what's happening. And being able to not race off and try and fight with the mechanic to figure out what's going on, even though my vehicle doesn't even know if it wants to have a fit or not. Instead, just being grateful again that I have the means to take care of it when stuff finally really starts to hit the fan. And that's really hard at times. Sometimes we forget that, you know, being able to get up, being able to get from one place to another, being able just to take care of things with the things that we have is a blessing. And holding gratitude to that, being able to become conscious of that, awakening to, you know, just having the means to take care of business is one of the biggest blessings in the world, because if we didn't have those means, it would be a whole lot harder. So be careful with that communication when it comes to these bumps in the road. We need to let go. We need to let go past injustices. You know, the things that we walked away from, especially when it came to things that we want to or wanted to take care of at one time. Something here again, and this was spoke about last time, because your stress is linked to your health. Being able to flow with the divine, being able to open up that things are being laid in front of you, not because the world has it out against you, but because there's things that are going to happen that are meant to happen, definitely can help reduce that stress. But first, it takes you letting go of control, trying to keep everything in one spot. One thing I like to tell people is what I personally try and practice is not holding on to my money all the time. I try and remember to donate, whether it's donate to causes, donate to people, donate to communities. I just try and remember that in order to receive, I have to give. But the more I try and hold on to my money, the more I try and micromanage my money, the more I stress out about my money. Think about that. The more you try and micromanage something, the more you try and control something, the more you're going to stress out about that something. And maybe, you know, that is the very thing that is rocking your stability, is again that trying to control the outcome of things or how things happen. So something I have here is sexuality. So with sexuality, with this one, I'm feeling like we definitely, how do I put this? This has to come down to the genders of things at times. When, I'll give an example, for a guy to go to the club, he's going to pay more to get in and more for his drinks opposed to a woman. All right. Whereas also a lot of times in many different careers, a man is paid more money than what a woman is paid a lot of times. Yes, we're trying to bring equality into the mix, but what I'm getting at is a lot of times us in a specific gender face certain things, face certain tests, face certain trials. And it's hard. it's hard to get through them sometimes, and sometimes being a specific gender does make it a little bit more challenging. Since we're talking about vehicles and we have this automotive, I will give a little brief detour. I had a jet ski for 2 summers. My second summer, I needed the jet ski to be tuned up, worked on, so I tried to take it back to the previous mechanic who had put an engine in it. Anyways, long story short, that mechanic was no longer in business, but was willing to work on my jet ski. But this mechanic didn't want money, and he was trying to exploit me into doing things for him because his wife was in rehab. And as a female, this tends to happen sometimes, a lot of times, to us, as a means to get things done. Whereas men will have their experience too. Just know, because you're a specific gender, that doesn't mean your life is more cursed. Sometimes we get shitty people with shitty intentions on our path. And their intentions have nothing to do with us personally. Their intentions have to do with them. And I just want you to know that, because regardless of whatever gender you are, you're not cursed because you're that gender. But there are specific things that you go through that are different from the other gender. And there is knowledge, there's wisdom, there are lessons that you can learn from that to help create more stability in your home. Knowing when somebody's messing with you just because you are a specific gender. And being able, again, to have that maturity, to have that wisdom, not to let them hang you up and rock your stability. Again, because they're going to challenge you in different ways. And if you want to know anything about Scorpio, Scorpio is ruled by the sex organs. So, and it has to do, let me read it real quick. Basic life drives of sex and aggression. The part of that cuts through externals and gets down to life and death matters. The will to control and dominate. So there are times where you will go through situations where you are tested in that area of your life. It isn't, like I said, because you're cursed. No, these are just certain tests, certain trials, and certain lessons that are set on your path for you to help you learn, to help you evolve, and to help get you closer to that seed from the divine that is within all of us, that's linked to that higher power. This is definitely a fun one. Definitely a fun one. But remember, your communication with yourself is key, especially when it comes to the way you want to nurture things. Nurturing yourself specifically and seeing how you have built an independentness of healing, an independentness from the things, not from the things, but to the things that you even have around you. But that came at facing a lot of mind games from others, being able to see how you have this wisdom and this maturity about you, even when people are really pissing you off because they're targeting you because of your gender, wanting to hang you up while they're playing games with you. It's time to let go fully of this unjust behavior from others. Claiming climbing that ladder to level up into this stability, this progression that we have been forging the whole way here. And again, that's been through the different relationships that we've walked away from, the different judgments that we've had, on these past relationships when it came to trying to juggle between them and yourself. But you know what? Here, the biggest thing is just knowing that you're not cursed. All them relationships, all the people that you dealt with from your past until now, it wasn't because of who you are. Honestly, it wasn't. But what was linked to that is the control. Trying to control things, trying to control situations. And yes, that control, the stress of control, does have an impact on our health. The thing is, we need to take a second look in both directions, seeing what we need to cut ties to when it comes to how we control things, to give ourselves permission to be grounded in ourselves, to help build our confidence so that we can reinvest in ourselves and see that life is not out to get us, because we are amazing, we are awesome, and we are independent. Ooh-wee. I really like this one, Scorpio. And this is gonna conclude it. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your patience. And don't forget to thank Divine, Universal, your angels, your ancestors, and your spirit guides for coming in and helping out with all the positive messages in this story. And as always, I hope you have a most wonderful rest of your day.